What's going on, Julie? Thanks for stopping by. Yep, just another day in the lab here, pressing up some hoodies for a customer. Got a couple of orders to knock out for today, so I'm gonna get this started. I gotta win on this. Hoodies. 5 small, 10 medium, 5 large. All right, so 20 hoodies, 5 small, 10 mediums. Mediums. What do you do, Julie? Are you a crafter or do you have your own business? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Of course you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You guys got to remember, I'm a mechanic by trade. When I first started doing this, many people heard my story. I've told it many times. When I first started doing it, I was a mechanic. Like I said, I'm a mechanic by trade. So I was a mechanic at Nissan, and like I said, pandemic hit. And just as the pandemic hit, funny enough, right before it hit, I started, messing around. Like I've always known how to do it, but I really started taking it serious and turning it into a business. Once the pandemic hit, really started picking up my customers and buying what equipment I needed and so forth. But yeah, don't be afraid. You can't be afraid. You just got to jump in, Just got to take a leap. And this is a leap. This is one of those leaps where it's almost like fail proof unless you just don't put in the work. Say, there you go. That's a start. How did you do with the mask? It's funny because I was doing masks the same, I think everybody basically that has started, at home or whatever with this business, they were doing the same, they were doing the same. We were doing, the pandemic came. It was a no-brainer. You had a heat press, you had some vinyl or some transfers, and yeah, you got to it. People needed masks. It was a need. It wasn't even that, it wasn't even a matter of, a want. Nobody wanted to wear a mask. It was a need. So that was an easy sell. amazingly well. Yeah, I mean, but then it's declined. Yeah, I mean, slow down. Like I said, nobody wanted to wear it, so people were trying to get rid of those things as quickly as possible. Like even during the time, there was a time towards the end of the pandemic when people were still asking me about masks, and I was just like, I stopped really taking orders because, like you said, it started to decline. The quantity started to decline to the point where it really wasn't worth the time or the energy or the materials even though you got to get the mask. But then you had people that just only wanted, you know, 2 or 3 masks, or as far as when I started doing the masks, people were ordering 50 masks, 100 masks. I was doing masks for churches. I was doing masks for restaurants and mechanic shops. So people in the hospitals, certain hospital staff, but those were, and then even in the hospitals, they didn't want certain masks. So even then, my hospital, customers, they started to decline as well. So, I mean, they were happy to buy the masks, but unfortunately, a lot of them weren't able to use them for work purposes in which they wanted them for. So. So I'm gonna move the laptop because I hate having you guys to my back while I work. So let's move this up here. Sorry for the shaking. I'm trying to keep it charged up while I talk to you guys. I just hate the light when it's not light. Let's see. All right, you know what? I love the sunlight, but sometimes it kills my shots when I'm recording during the day. So I prefer to record in the evening when the sun goes down a little bit. Can you see me okay? You guys see me all right? Seeing my dirty workshop, but okay, let me try to adjust this a little bit. Hold on. Okay. All right. I don't like this. It's really bothering me. All right, but still in all. Maybe I'll put on this one. This one. I think it's a little better, right? Not so much glare. I can still see my work. All right, so I'm pressing these up. Today, these transfers. You guys see that? One of my customers that owns a Caribbean restaurant. For those of you that are from the Caribbean or from the islands, like us West Indians say. So roti shop, good food, good atmosphere. So I'm knocking out some hoodies for them. There's 20 hoodies I'm doing, and then I'm waiting on some more transfers to arrive because he has about 45 shirts, 50 shirts, something like that he wants to get done as well for his staff. So getting those done. All right, so what I'm going to do is cut the addresses off of these because these transfers usually go on the back. So there's usually a back hit transfer. So what I do with these, for those that don't know about transfers, I'll take the customer's artwork, upload it to, there's so many different transfer companies or DTF companies that will print these and cut them out for you so you don't have to deal with the vinyl. Weeding out, but don't get me wrong, I use both methods. A lot of people say transfers are better. A lot of people say vinyl is better. Me, I have certain situations where I use vinyl, certain situations where I use transfers. Me personally, I'm not going to spend, unless it's a large order of, say, maybe, I don't know, I would say maybe anything over 30 pieces, I'm not going to do, if it's a one color job, I'm not going to do with vinyl. Okay, that's this time, energy, when I can just upload my artwork to one of these companies and they'll do all the work. They'll print it on this sheet like this. All right, it's already weeded out. Everything is good. It's not heat transfer vinyl. This is actually a transfer. So the process is different on how they make these. Okay, so I would take these, they'll mail them to me. I get them within a few days, 2 to 3 days. It saves me the hassle and they're much quicker. All right, so running through 20 hoodies, it's not gonna take too long. It should take me maybe a little less than an hour. It's just a front hit. So we're just doing the fronts on these hoodies, so that shouldn't take too long. So I said while I'm waiting for the transfers to come in for the shirts, and I just realized that the shirts aren't here. Check out what's. Okay, so let me cut these up. And then heat transfers now are the new wave. Like, instead of spending, like I said, a lot of money on on vinyl, especially when you have multicolors and you're trying to layer different colors, where after a while the logos or the garment begins to get heavy because of the amount of layers you have on it. It's where heat transfers come in way better. Not to mention the colors are vibrant. They last very long. They're great through the wash cycle. But at the same time, you don't want to buy cheap heat transfers. Okay, you want to buy quality heat transfers. Let me show you what they look like when it's done. All right, so we got this on the front. So that came out nice and clean. And with these, you can't even feel it on the garment. So it feels like it's embedded into the hoodie. All right, you don't hear any noises, any plasticky feels, doesn't feel weird or anything. Just feels natural. And that's all. So we're gonna have to find out what's the deal with my shirts. I'll check on that order in a second. So it's not the exact. Let's double check. No, these actually aren't TKO. I have used TKO transfers. I like their transfers. The only thing about TKO, and I think it's with their one color transfer. I've only used TKO, I believe. Did I use them before? No, I have. I have used TKO. The transfers were good. Actually, I have some. These were I made these. These were from TKO transfers. This was for a family reunion that I did, and yeah, they laid down fine. And I did feel kind of like and again, it could have been the type of transfer that I chose on the website, but I did feel kind of like a rubbery or like a stretchy feel on after I pressed it. Now they laid down fine, they peeled great, everything. The price was good. Would I use them again? Yes. Um, on a different job, different transfers, just to be able to compare to those. I mean, the customer loved that order, and everybody was, happy with it. Nope, there were no complaints. But me personally, dealing with different types of transfers, like the transfer that I'm using right now are super color. Um, it has much more of a smoother feel, more like a feel that you would get, say, if you used DTF film, which is direct, to film, which is a lot similar. But yeah, as far as TKO, yeah, great company. I know next time I go out to California, I'm trying to visit, you know, visit TKO, check them boys out over there, link up with the owner and see what he has going on over at his warehouse or his facility. But yeah, I mean, is that who you use? Have you used them before? I know a lot of people say that Supercolor is good, but they're kind of expensive. Um, I do think that their pricing is geared more towards now the bigger companies that's going to be buying in bulk, so they get the cheapest price. But as far as me and you, the consumer, um, it could be pricey. If you're ordering, it depends on what you're ordering. Depends on what you're ordering. So, Julie, are you working right now? Are you home? What are you up to today? I believe TKO is in California, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Actually, I can let you know. Actually, they're in Florida. Okay, Florida. So next time I'm in California, I will not be checking TKO because they're not in California. They're in Florida. So maybe when I finally do make it to Florida, that's one place I've never been. Strange enough, oddly enough, they're in Pompano Beach. Yeah, they're in Pompano Beach, Florida. Oh wow, bomb threat. Hats, aprons, bags. I sew. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Now, Julie, what kind of hats do you do? Are you doing working on beanies? Are you working on caps, throwbacks? Snapback, not throwbacks, snapbacks. Job site had a DT. Thanks for stopping in. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I'm glad they got everybody out of here, man. This. And where you from? Where you hitting us up from? I'm glad they got y'all up out of there, man. That's crazy. Bomb threat. It's a crazy world we live in, man, nowadays. That's the safest place to be, DT. For sure, I deal with flash custom transfers. Great prices and all types of good stuff here. All right, cool. I never heard of them, but I'll check them out. I'm always willing to check out, new vendors because, us as the community, we have to be doing business with good, not even just vendors, but vendors that are going to do good business by us. They're not always just going to look out for the bigger companies. They're going to look out for the small communities, like us. So, that's one of this year's business resolutions, to only affiliate and do business with vendors that do good business with us. It's only right. I feel like a lot of the money that these companies make, are from, especially in the beginning, are from us small guys, until they get to the level where they become so big that they forget about us. And that's the problem that the industry is having right now. I don't remember if it was a video or a live that I did a little while back, and I was talking about that. I was discussing that, as far as them giving back, like what, besides us buying a product from a company or products from a company continuously, how many of these companies say, hey, this, Mr. T-shirt spent over $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 with us in the past year. What can we give him back as to show our appreciation for his business? How often does that happen? It doesn't. But when you catch one of these companies that's just starting out and you support them, they love it, they're praising you and this and that. But once they reach a certain level, you're forgotten about, buddy. They are no longer your friend. You're just a customer. Same thing that happens in the music industry, same thing that happens with sports, it happens, and it has to be us as people that take a stand for it. Can't let these big companies walk over us and still feed them our money. It's like these name brand companies, they don't want certain ethnicities wearing their clothing, but we see the rappers and the celebrities and stuff wearing it. So we kill ourselves, we go broke trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. And those people, those designers, they don't care. They don't care about who you are or what color you are. Like, just buy my stuff. Like, whether or not I want you wearing it, just like Tommy Hilfiger back in the days. It's crazy, but to this day, I still see African American people wearing Tommy Hilfiger. I mean, as old as it is, as the company is, my man straight up said he doesn't want African Americans wearing his clothing. DT, my pleasure, bro. Phoenix, Arizona. All right, so DT, you're in Phoenix. My homie Print God is out there. My man Sean. He got a very lucrative DTF business out there that I do a lot of business with. Just started working with him too. Maybe about I'll say maybe about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. But yeah, he's doing some great work over there, man. You gotta check him out. Check out his website or his Instagram. His website is pgtransfers.com, and tell him. And his Instagram is Print God. You type in Print God and you find his Instagram. He's doing dope work over there. A lot of nice DTF projects. He has those machines running. He does screen printing. He does DTF. So he's doing good work over there. You're right, Julie. I mean, we do. Collectively, we make we make up a bulk of the money that they make. And even if you're not spending, and what's crazy is, even if you're not spending thousands and thousands of dollars every month, every year, whatever the case is with these companies, what about the amount of time, the length of time that you've been a customer? Shouldn't that count for something too? Because what does that mean? That just means you're a loyal customer. Like, it's easy to come as a customer, buy something, make a purchase one time for, say, $20,000. And then you never see that customer again. But the company will reach out to them, send emails, hey, we missed you, blah, 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 blah. Because of the price on which that order was. Meanwhile, instead of $20,000, we've been with the company, say, 20 years. And what do? Do they reach out? Do they miss you? Are they looking for you? No. Because why? You only spent maybe $500. You probably, on your past orders, a couple $100 here and there. But yeah, it's crazy. And that's what us collectively as a t-shirt or a garment community have to do this year and going forward. We have to stop allowing ourselves to be fooled that these companies are the best and they care, and because at the end of the day, it's a business. And I get it. Everybody's in this to make money, but customer service and loyalty, those are two big things that I practice every day with my business. I'm not as big as those companies, but from time to time, I may throw in a free hoodie, or I may throw in a few extra decals when I'm doing a decal job. Just so that customer feels like appreciated, like, yo, damn, he really looked out. He looked out. Good looks. And they remember that, and that they'll come back. Especially like my loyal customers that I've been with for years, that provide a lot of businesses. They give me a lot of business. They help me to be able to feed my family, feed my children. Those people you have to give back to. And all right, so we got the smalls done. Now let's jump on these mediums. Yeah, you got to give back. I know when I'm experimenting or trying out new designs, sometimes I'll use some of my, my customers' logos that's been good customers for me over the past few years. And, whether they're consistent or whatever, but they've been good customers, Still know what I'll do is I'll create something using their logo and present it to them. Now I'm actually killing two birds with one stone when I do that. Why I say that is, number one, I'm showing my appreciation. Okay. I'm killing three birds with one stone. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm creating something, trying out something new. So that's one thing. Then I'm using their logo on an item. So that's marketing differently for that company, or promotion, advertising, I should say. And I'm showing my appreciation. All right. So I'm showing my appreciation. I'm coming up with something new for that company or for that business. I'm not charging them anything for it. And I'm presenting it to them. Hey, I made this for you. A lot of times what that turns into is me maximizing profits, because they'll turn around if they like it and be like, yo, these are dope. These are nice. How much for such and such amount? Now, off of making something for free, giving away something for free, I got an order off of it. So you see how that works? Like one hand washes the other. If you go into business just thinking money, 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 business not gonna last. It's gonna fail. Gotta think about the customers or the clients that's gonna spend money with you. Can't always be. You gotta think about their situation. Another thing I tell people, I try to explain to people, and people say, yo, you charge a lot. That's a bit, that's a lot, not a lot of money, but they say that's a bit high sometimes. I know my worth. I know my skill level. I know the type of quality that I put out. I know my turnaround time. Okay. I know the advice and options that I give people are valid. Okay. Like now, I make hoodies, I make t-shirts, I make whatever it is. Now, if I have a business that's telling me that they're looking to I have a business and they're telling me they're looking to start selling merch, I actually tell them how to go about it. I give them ideas as far as color sways, quality, type of hoodies, type of t-shirts. All right. And again, that goes even based on their customers. What type of customers do you have? Questions that I ask. What type of customers do you have? Are they more, when you see them, are they in colorful stuff? Are they in, just regular one or two color things? And this is how you're gonna actually know your audience. You don't always have to ask questions. Just open your eyes and pay attention. Turn this up. So Julie, I know you said that you're working on some hats and so forth. Do you have a hat press at home, or are you doing them embroidery? Like, I tried to get a hat press in here. I went through, I'm not going to say the company's name, but I ordered a hat press last year. I was so excited, got the hat press. I had at least 3 orders, decent size orders too, ready to go. And the hat press, the bottom pattern of the press, would not heat up. Now, the main reason I spent the amount of money I did on the hat press is because now the top platen and the bottom platen heats up. Most hat presses, just the top platen heats up, right? So I ordered it. It was touchscreen. It was this, that. The bottom platen of the thing didn't heat up, so it wasn't heating up the back of. So I was having issues with that. I sent it back. Come to find out, the circuit, whatever pieces that they use in the back, I'm not, good with stuff like that. Whatever circuits or whatever, burnt out. I got on the phone with them. I'm like, hey, this is not it. It's not working. The bottom platen. So they tell me to basically take it apart. Now I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So long story short, they did right by me by refunding my money and everything like that. But I was more disappointed that I ended up at the end of the day without a hat press. But I ended up taking it apart. Then to find out in the back of inside, there was a burn mark somehow. So it showed that like simply that something was burning or wires were touching. I don't know what the issue were, but the patent basically the bottom patent would not heat up. So I send it back. They're like, okay, matter of fact, they send me a motherboard. No, I send it back. They send me a new one. Same issue. Plug it up, get started. I'll probably get 1 or 2 hats done. Bottom patent was working, then it stopped working after like the second, third hat. I'm in like some of these jobs, I'm in the middle of the job and the bottom patent is stuck issue. I call them up again. What happens? Same exact issue. So now they're like, okay. I get somebody on the phone and they say they've been having issues. They've been having some issues with a few of these hat presses because it's doing the same thing that it's doing for me. So I'm like, okay. Number one, they honest. I gotta respect that. They walked me through trying to troubleshoot it. Gotta respect that. They were nice. They were cordial. They answered my calls. They responded back to my emails. They called me back. They didn't just like forget about me. So at the end of the day, I've got to respect that. So they give me back my money. But like I said, it wasn't even a matter of the money. It's the fact that I didn't have a hat press. So, Julie, what type of hat press do you have? And if you guys don't already follow me on Instagram, follow my Instagram at Invested Custom Apparel. I'll put it 1 second. I'll pin it up. Okay, I know what you're talking about. You have like a 7-in-1, 8-in-1, one of those all-in-one Amazon press. Hey, listen, do not judge yourself. A budget is a budget. You have something that looks like this, huh? And the funny thing is, funny you said that. Two reasons why I don't use this. I haven't attempted to use this one for my hats. As you can see, the last time I tried, there was a thing on here. The hat attachment is on here. As you can tell, this thing is very old. There's rust on this thing, dust. Ugh. But this is the press that I started on. This is the press that I started on maybe about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Problem with is I didn't know that business would start to boom as quickly as it did. The first year I got this press, I burnt it out. Like literally, like the back here, I would be pressing and I look, and this is back when I was living in an apartment. It starts like the back of here would just start smoking. The back of the timer and so forth, the computer board right here would start smoking. So at that point, I was like, oh no. But when that happened, I was pressing orders for like already like 50, 100 shirts, 200 shirts within my first year. So I had to get rid of. I never got rid of it, but I had to upgrade to a more quality heat press. And that's like you saw it. That was the attachment that I had on the bottom. But moving and so forth, I don't know what I did with the bottom part of the hat attachment. I just have, the top one is there, but I don't know where the little hat, the other piece is to slide on the bottom where I will hook the hat onto. But I was like, man. So I'm in this market right now for a quality hat press. I just don't want to start. I just don't want to waste time. Even my heat press, I think it's time to upgrade. I've been having a little issue with this one staying down. I think the rivets on my arm is bad. Oh my God. I think I need to replace my rivets. Now, this guy told me, I was on the phone with these guys the other day, and he said when it doesn't work. Take a video. So I'm gonna take a video. Take a video of this. Okay. Sometimes that's how you get free parts and free stuff. Now I've had this heat press for about 4 years now. So, I mean, it's a great heat press. I just wish that I had a pull-out drawer. And at this point now, I can use a bigger heat press. This is a 15 by 15. I need a 16 by 20, and I'll be good. I'll get that, put that in here. But yeah, Julie, I mean, I recommend keep using that Amazon press, make as much money as you can from it, master your craft with it, and when you feel comfortable or when you feel that you have a fluctuation, not a fluctuation, a consistent group of customers, loyal customers, then you invest in, a little more expensive equipment. I mean, this heat press paid for itself a long time ago. Probably truthfully, within the first 2 months of me owning it. So I can't complain. I love this heat press. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. To tell you the truth, I don't think I'm ever gonna stop using it. I know it definitely needs some TLC. I haven't treated it the nicest, but so do you have a good amount of customers? Do you have, like, where do you obtain your customers from? Speaking of print god, he just hit me up. All right, now, word of advice, and this might sound mean, but don't take it personal. Again, this is all business. You said your clients are mostly like your friends and your family. You can't, not saying don't sell to them, but don't expect them to be your customers. Those are not your customers. Those are just what they are. That's your friends and your family. You got to get out there. Who's going to make you money is the most is people that don't even know you. So, as strange as it may sound. Friends and family, if they're really loyal or supporting what you do, yes, they'll support you, and they'll also refer you to other people, to their friends, to their family. That's what means the most to me in this business. Like a customer will offer me, here's a tip, or offer me extra money, a couple extra dollars on an order when the order's completed or whatever. And I always tell them, you know what? Keep it. Just send me referrals. Just refer me to your friends, your family, to anybody that you may know with a business or have an event coming up, whatever the case is. I'm trying to get my thing to work. I don't know. So this is gonna. And then like that's how you really know who's loyal to you and who really supports you. Like if they're out there spreading the word, or they have their ears open to the streets and they hear somebody saying, "Oh, I'm having an event, or I'm having such and such," they should be right on it. Like, hey, my cousin Julie or my Aunt Julie or my sister Julie makes shirts. She has her own business. Boom, boom. Like, that's the type of support you want. Not really somebody that's just gonna come. They'll buy 1 or 2 items from you. You'll never see them again. What means more to you if they came and they bought a few items, say today, and then in 6 months they bought another 2 items, or they came, bought some stuff from you today, or even still, if they didn't buy anything from you today, and they came by and they said, "Hey, I don't have money to, I wanted this shirt or whatever, this t-shirt, but I don't have the money," whatever the case may be. But I do have a friend who's having a birthday party and wanted some custom shirts made. Then in that situation, what I'm going to do is, once I get that order from her friend, I'll give her the free t-shirt for the referral. So it's not about the money. It's about the support. Like what is one t-shirt going to cost me if her friend has just placed an order with me for about 50 shirts? What do I care? I'm honored to be able to, as a thank you, I'm honored to be able to give you that shirt. So, absolutely. And somebody that happens quite often. That's how I get a lot of my business, tell you the truth. Somebody will be wearing something that I made for them, and somebody asks them where did they get that made? It's funny enough that you say that. This morning I got a text from one of my customers, and it's just one of those weird things, and I'm still questioning, like, wait, what? So he referred me, great customer of mine, very loyal, very supportive, love him to death. Sometimes it gets on my nerves because he's constantly hitting me up. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all love. I get it. He's probably the only customer. I'm not going to say the only one, but I have maybe 1 or 2 customers that's allowed to hit me up pretty much anytime, anytime they feel, basically. And he's one of them. So if he's watching and said he hears me say, it gets on my nerves sometimes, like he knows it's all out of love. DZ, I love you, my boy. But I completed an order for him, and he give one of the hoodies to whoever one of his partners that ordered. Now his partner went to the, of all places, went to a strip club, maybe last night, 2 nights ago, whatever it was. And the next day tells my boy, hey, I went to the strip club last night and all the strippers was asking me about my hoodie. They love it. Where did they make, who made it? Where did I get it? Da, 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 da. So there's at least three or four strippers in there that want one. And I'm like, strippers? Now these are like work hoodies, like for the company that they work for. Not sure why strippers or dancers, because I hate calling them strippers, why dancers, but the hoodie, to them, they probably like colors, they probably like, how it looked, whatever the case is, whether it was some of their little game, whatever, but I just found it funny. So again, when people are wearing your work, there's no better feeling than that. And I think I mentioned that in one of my posts on Instagram recently. I said, nothing makes me feel better than seeing my work in public. Or seeing a picture with somebody wearing my work. That right there, it's like priceless. You can't put a price on that. Because they could have went anywhere and just bought a hoodie, or they could have went anywhere and had somebody, make something for them. What, regardless of what the quality is, and it could have been another, apparel creator that, gets looked at. So when I see my work out in public, I love it. But we got anybody else that jumped in? Let's see. Some talks as well are funny. It's a great step up. Next question. We halfway through this already. Probably took me a little longer than an hour. I'm sitting here chatting, but it's all good. There's no rush. Let me turn this heat off. Man, this heat press, this hoodie on. Are you working on some pieces for customers or just messing around today? That's another thing too. If you have an Instagram, post all your work. A lot of people have Instagrams and they use it for the wrong reasons. Like if you're trying to get your work out there and you're trying to market yourself, like nobody, again, nobody wants to really know about your day. They're not going to your Instagram, especially if your Instagram name is, in reference to your business. When they go to your Instagram, again, it may sound mean, but nobody wants to know about your day, or nobody wants to know, like really what you're doing. They're going to your Instagram. They saw your business or your company somewhere, or your product somewhere. They're going to your Instagram to see what else you have to offer. So use your Instagram as a marketing tool. Post your work. That is so important. Everything you do, post it, good or bad, because everybody's not perfect. You know, sometimes make a little story. Be like, hey, I was working on this such and such, and hey, you know what? I messed up. You'll be surprised. People be afraid to say, oh, a lot of people be afraid to say, oh, I messed up. But there's people out there that want to know how they've messed up and they want to know how to fix the issue or where they don't mess up again. So we got my boy Gutter Boy. What size is a good back print and sleeve hit? All right, so my back prints, again, depending on the customer, but my standard back print is usually 11 inches wide by usually 10 or 11 inches high. Now, there's some customers that I have that want it, you know, extra big, but that's when I'll change the sizes. But that is my standard. On sleeves, depending on the length of the sleeve, that's a personal option as well. You need to, I think most times when I do mines, it's about 13 inches. Hold on, Gutter. And I appreciate that from you. I appreciate you. All right, so if I usually know I do about 13 inches on a sleeve, on an adult garment. So you figure this is your sleeve. Let's see if I can get. So this is what 13 inches on a sleeve. Let me turn this the other way. 13 inches. All right, so if you look, if I dropped it down, I'm gonna hold it. If I can go down, you know what, I'll hold it this way. So I'll go down my arm. So say you're gonna start your sleeve hit. If it's going all the way down the sleeve, 13 inches on an adult garment. But use it, you know, use your eye, take a look at the garment. You have to decide on how, when it comes to the sleeve, how long you want it. Do you want it, you know, in the center? Do you want it to cover basically like the whole sleeve? All right, so, but again, if you have any, you know, further questions on it, definitely shoot me a DM. I dropped my Instagram. Shoot me a DM. I'll be happy to help you out. And I also did a video. So check out. I did a video on the sleeve hits. I believe a while ago. But you're like you're one of the people this year that has asked me about that. So I think I'm gonna have to do a fresh new video for sleeve locations. But yeah, front left chest hits anywhere from 3.5 to 4 inches wide. And the height will all depends on, you know, how this logo is shaped. But as far as the back is going to be always 11 inches wide. And like I said before, I usually do 10 or 11 inches high, depending on the design, the logo, whatever the case is, or how the customer wants it. Like I said before, some customers, I have a few customers that when they get back prints, you know, they're in the cars club scene, so they like to be seen when they're at their meets. So they like their font and everything extra big. I mean, sometimes I'm doing fonts for them at like 13 inches by like 12 inches wide by 13 inches long, you know, high, you know, up and down. So it all depends. But good question. Leo, what's going on, brother? New subscriber. Thanks for keeping it real, man. I'm just getting started in apparel with my vinyl cutter and love the free tips. Yo, man, that's what I'm here for. You know, I don't charge a thing. This is free advice, free tips and tricks on how to get started, how to keep going, how to get your business better, make more money. You know, do you have any equipment yet, Leo? What stage are you at? And by the way, thanks for subscribing. I mean, make sure I'm definitely going to be putting out some good content this year. Definitely missing some hoodies, some stuff. Let me check my order. I don't think this order's right. So I've started doing my, which I dread, I'm pretty not. I mean, pretty not. Can't even talk right now. I'm definitely not good at it, but I started working on my business taxes for tax season. What a headache. All right, I got the heat press, the Cricut, the vinyl, the blanks, mainly shirts. Haven't pressed any hoodies yet. All right, yeah, just get used to the pressing process with your shirts, man. Um, as I mentioned before, I don't know if you was on then, but a new way that people are using to get their logos or the designs onto their garments is heat transfers. That's actually what I'm using right now to do this hoodie job. This is what they look like. You can get the design from your customer. Make sure that it's vectored so you get the best quality once the company prints it out. But you upload it to the website, tell them what size that you want your transfers, how many you want. You pay for it, upload it. Within a couple of days, they send it to you. You take them, and you simply just press them on the garment. There's no weeding, there's no sitting down, taking time to having to layer colors on top of colors on top of colors for a multicolor design. They do everything there for you. Just upload your design and you're ready to go. Like I'll show you what looks like. Sounds good, Gutter. I mean, again, that's what I'm here for, man. And you're right. A lot of people don't like to help, man. They forget that, there was a point in time where they didn't know something and they feel like now that they know it, that they should charge an arm and a leg to tell you about it. Like, meanwhile, somebody probably told them. A lot of times people didn't even do the homework. People just came about, told them about something. Now they know about it, and they want to go tell somebody else, and then they want to charge them for it. Oh man, like I said, man, it's not about the money. And if you in this, if you're doing what you love, then you doing what you love. You know what I mean? You're doing it for you. You're doing it for the community. You want to help make other people better. Want to help their situation. I have nephews. I have family members that I tried to, put them on, let them know, like, hey, come do this with me. They say, nah, that's not my thing, this and that. But all right, they rather go work for somebody. I get it. I get it. It's not for everybody, you know. But the matter of fact, let me show you what the transfers, let me show you what it looks like. What is what I'm working on here today. Right, hoodie order, 20 piece hoodie order, front hit, and I thought I have 45 t-shirts to do as well. I thought those came, but apparently those will be here tomorrow. Let me check my tracking on those because it's important. Hold on. Two. All right, so yeah, I got another box that should be here tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get these transferred ordered. But again, I don't use no specific one. I use what heat transfer. It's funny, my boy just made a video on this. What heat transfer companies do I use? I was using Supercolor. but for personal reasons, I stopped. Um, I now actually transferred over from using transfers to DTF. It's a lot cheaper for me. It's basically the same process. It's almost like the same process. The look, the feel, everything. And towards the end of the year, last year, I've started using different vendors. I mean, it was a big thing. I had a conversation with one of my close friends in the business about doing good business with vendors. And when I summed it up last year, I was spending a lot of money with companies and businesses that I should say didn't not to say they didn't do good work, but they didn't value my business. They didn't value the consistency. They didn't value the loyalty. They didn't value, say, not necessarily the amount of money that I was putting in their pockets, but again, to me, which is bigger, is the loyalty. They didn't respect it. They didn't, not to say that I didn't spend a lot of money, because I did. I spent a lot of money every year on, on the business, but yeah, I just didn't feel that in return. All right. Well, issue I had with Supercolor. I mean, I'm just gonna let you know, since you're asking. I went away. I was an affiliate for Supercolor. I went away for the summer. When I got back, there was an invoice. Like, while I was away, I don't do business. That's time for me to spend with my family, enjoy my vacation, whatever, because it's not often that I take a vacation. As you guys see, I'm always working. So I go on vacation, I get back. All right, I had an overdue invoice. Fine. I try to log onto the account to check out my information, the invoice, whatever the case is. Lo and behold, what does Supercolor do? They lock me out of the account. They, like, when I say not even the account, they lock me out of the website. So I couldn't even go onto Supercolor's website, log in to my account to find out what was going on. Now, meanwhile, I get back, I have orders that I gotta get done. I'm like, damn, where am I gonna get quality heat transfers from? On the drop of a dime like that. What happened? I went to Heat Transfer Warehouse. Looking. I get to Heat Transfer Warehouse. Lo and behold, they're selling Supercolor transfers. So I start ordering my transfers through them. Whatever. I call up Supercolor, get somebody on the phone, let them know the situation. And I didn't tell them. And if they listen, they're probably gonna know now. But because of that act, I simply made up in my mind that, okay, I'm gonna pay the invoice. I'll pay them. Now, not to mention that there's been several orders that were screwed up that I ended up still having to pay some money towards to get corrected. Maybe not the full amount, but I still had to get, whereas if they, yes, okay, I was new to ordering on the website, whatever, and maybe put in a different, the wrong dimensions or whatever it was. But if you're a company, and this is what I talk about, caring about what's going on and customer service. If you're a company and you see this, matter of fact, this is one of the examples that I had to deal with. I'm going to show you right now. This same logo. Hold on a second. All right. So tell them in the thing is for shirts or hoodies, whatever the case is. Now this is going on the back, whatever, right? So this is the size that we're looking for. Whatever happened, they send me this. Now, if they looked at this and they saying to yourself, all right, what is this? What is this gonna go on? What am I gonna fit this on? If I'm a company that makes heat transfers and I have an order and the order says, all right, 11, even if I put in, actually, you know what it is? I put in the right transfer sheet size, but my image at the time probably wasn't sized properly. Now, instead of them calling me and contacting me to verify, because they're looking at it and they're saying, he wants 11.7 gang sheet by 16 and a half long. Does he really want this small? Like, this is gonna fit on what? Maybe like a toddler, maybe, right? So lo and behold, do you think that I got my money back for these? Even though I called them, explained the situation that these were wrong, the sizes here was wrong. I didn't get my money back for these. They didn't correct it, being that I was an affiliate of theirs or kind of like, I guess, sponsored by them, whatever you want to call it. They didn't correct the situation. They didn't say, okay, at least say, here's half of the money back for these incorrect ones, or they'll apply some type of credit to say new ones. Didn't do anything of that. So I ended up paying for the same transfers. And the only reason this one is different is because I just cut off the bottoms because these were for the front. They didn't give me anything. So I paid for these. I ended up paying for these transfers, lo and behold, same thing, twice. What do they do for me? And if we've used Supercolor, you know that they're not cheap. Don't get me wrong, great quality transfers, but they're not cheap. So I ended up paying for these twice. This is not the first, and this is not the first order like this. You know what I mean? There's been a couple more. So lo and behold, whatever the case was, I said, you know what? Sucked it up, paid the invoice, but in the back of my mind, I said to myself, I'm done with Supercolor because they don't value, like I said before, the small businesses and so forth. I guarantee you, if I was a big company, say like a Custom Ink or whatever the case is, and I called them up and I said, hey, I have this customer with this issue, boom, boom, boom. They would have sent out a whole new pack, extra transfers, correct size, no charge, free shipping, everything. Understand where I'm coming from? Why don't us as smaller consumers get the same thing, or smaller businesses get the same treatment? Because to them, it's all about that money. So let's chat. Let me talk to you guys. Let's see. Let's answer some questions. All right. Appreciate that. Good game, people. Right. They'll try some heat transfer from Transfer Express online. They were cool. Yeah, Transfer Express is cool. Stalls. I mess with them a lot. I had just told a story a little while ago, probably before you got on, about a hat press that I was trying to get, actually from stalls. But yeah, Transfer Express, they have some cool transfers. But like I said, it's all up to you. It depends on your budget. It depends on like how, the turnaround time, quality, like it all depends on you. Everybody wants like the best quality for the cheapest price, but it doesn't always work out that way. So like they say, you get what you pay for. I mean, there's a company that does 15-cent transfers. That's 613 originals. But again, how long are they going to last in the wash cycle? I only use companies like say 613 for say maybe white, and even for white nowadays, just because I saw a couple of I saw a customer shirts that I did. They were just one color print, white on a black shirt. And I saw it maybe like a month later. And to me personally, the shirt just, you can tell it's been washed and so forth. But to me personally, it just did not look good. And if anybody asks, I didn't make that shirt. That wasn't mine. So yeah, yeah. So was it for better service, customer service? Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Prices are all competitive, right? Um, they are, like I said, you have all type of, you have cheap transfers, you have expensive transfers. Again, it's all about the quality. Try to get the best quality, for the lowest price, but you don't want to go too cheap, So screen printing, yeah, screen printing is definitely not my thing. Excuse me. As have I thought about doing my own prints? Absolutely. Once I get, well, I don't know if you can see. Well, yeah, you can. But the stuff on the back half, and this is why my subscribers, they love tapping in, because I'm raw. I'm real. I'm not putting up a fake background, this and that. What you see is what you get. So you know how you have those memes on Instagram that say where I started compared to where I'm at today. That's my journey. So everything on this back up against the garage door, all that stuff comes springtime. That'll be outside in the shed. I plan on getting, it's like a domino effect over here. My whole patio, I mean, not my whole patio, my whole driveway and front yard is going to be getting repaved, done up real nice come spring. I also plan on adding a shed on the side of my garage. So a lot of this stuff, you know, that's back there will get cleaned out. The flooring is going to get pulled out, get re-cemented nice and smooth. Um, and then I'm going to actually have this side of my shop as my studio. So where I do my videos and so forth. Then the back is where I'll keep like my inventory. So I'll put up some more shelves and some more bins, have my inventory. That corner over there is going to be, my shipping station and everything over on this part. But from last year to this year, I've done a lot of work in here. When I first got in here, it was just framed out. There was nothing in here. Um, I've put up the sheetrock, painted, put up the workbenches, got the heating and AC system going, updated the electrical system. We got some lights up here. So, I mean, in between getting orders done, I try to, do as much as I can. I am in New York, so once the cold hits, I'm inside. You can miss me with that cold. I'm definitely thinking about relocating too. Yo, that's where I started, bro. I started in my apartment too. About when I first started taking it seriously and decided to take it, like I said, I've been doing this for about 5, 6 years. But when I started to take it seriously and turn it into a business, I was in my apartment. Me and my wife, my two kids, we were in an apartment. And so, hey, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes that's where you do sometimes that's when you do your best work in a smaller space. Like, I don't know about you, but I work well under pressure. Don't, not to say that, having this space, it's a lot easier for me. It's a lot, better for me. And because at this point, there's no way I could fit all this stuff in my apartment, my old apartment. So, and where you tapping in from, Leo? And again, I appreciate you guys, tapping in today on the live. Austin, Texas. My man, tell me a little bit about Texas. Now, I've been a man that traveled all over the place, and my wife and I discuss this all the time. You guys have beautiful houses out there for the prices that we pay here in New York. I mean, the houses out there are absolutely to die for. Austin, Texas. How is it in Austin? How is, Texas? How is the market out there as far as like the custom apparel market? You know, how is it living out there? How long you been out there? Yeah, I'll take you guys back over here now. Excuse me. Real estate has gone up, but it's slowed down now. Good place to raise a family. Pickleball is booming. Yeah, yeah, let me say something about pickleball. I knew nothing about pickleball until about maybe 2 years ago. And my father's the one that put me onto pickleball. He's like, yeah, I'm playing because my father's retired now. And he lives out in California. So they're like you guys, they always have nice weather. He's like, yeah, him and some partners, they be playing pickleball. And I'm like, pickleball? What's pickleball? So he pulls it up on YouTube and he shows me. And I'm like, this is like tennis mixed with like paddleball, but it's a dope sport. And right, it's funny because right across the street they have a pickleball court. They have pickleball courts, and sure enough, in the summertime, springtime, a lot of people out there doing pickleball. So pickleball definitely is booming. So see, there you go. Tapping in. That's tapping in with your audience. That's what I'm saying. You said pickleball is booming, right? So this is what I talk about now, Leo. You doing the right thing because I speak about this in a lot of my videos when it comes to targeting and finding your audience in your niche. I like how what I'm saying, we're having a discussion, and the first thing you said is pickleball. Pickleball is booming. Okay, the economy is doing better. People are back to work, spending a little money, even though inflation is shooting up. I have sold some pickleball shirts. They're spending money on anything pickleball, anything pickleball, because pickleball is so big, And like you said, I didn't even think of it, and I know pickleball is big, but see, the difference is why I don't really think about selling shirts. I don't really sell shirts, you know. Um, and nothing against it. There's those that create custom stuff, and there's those that create um t-shirts and t-shirt designs and so forth like that. Like that's they both, it all depends on which lane you want to go down. I mean, they're both multi-million dollar businesses. So that's awesome, man. Keep selling. Keep selling. Do you have a website? And again, if you have an Instagram, make sure that everything you're selling is on your Instagram. You know, like I was explaining to someone earlier. Yeah, come on, man. That's crazy. 36 million people played last year. That's crazy. Right. It is like ping pong on the ground. But yeah, man, if you're on Instagram, and I said this to someone earlier, and don't take this personal because it's business and you want your business to do well. No one cares about what you're doing. No one cares about how your day was, or, you know, if they saw your product somewhere, or if they bought your product somewhere and you send them to your Instagram, they want to see what more thing. A word of advice, and this is a gem right here, right? Free, free knowledge and a free tip and trick. Guarantee you. And Leo, I want you to come back and let me know if this worked for you. Follow these steps. On your Instagram, when you sell a shirt, a pickleball shirt, what I want you to do is create some cards, whether like a thank you card with, if you have a Facebook, if you have an Instagram name, include those things on that card. Write a little message, because I'm actually about to do that today. Something that you're going to insert in your packaging when you send off an order for a customer. Okay. When they get it, go on. They're gonna look at your because if they're into pickleball, pickleball is so popular. They're gonna see. They're gonna love their shirt. They're gonna be like, man, let me see what else he has on his website or his Instagram. On that, once they hit that Instagram, they should see nothing but your product. Okay, no family, no kids, no this, no events. Or you're at a bar drinking. None of no women. That your products, strictly your products. Pickleball, 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 pickleball. You want to flood your Instagram page with pickleball products that you're selling. Like you said, anything pickleball, put it up there. If you have news, any like new news or alerts about pickleball events or whatever the case is, stuff like that, put them up on your Instagram, because you want your Instagram page, especially where you are, but you're in the biggest state in the country. You want your Instagram to be like a go-to. When somebody thinks pickleball in Austin, Texas, where can I find out about, merch? Where can I find out about some events? I want to play some pickleball. Hey, you know what? So your Instagram name is Pickleball Vibes. Beautiful name. Love it. You know what? And I don't do this. I don't really do this. I'm going and I'm looking at it right now. Pickleball Vibes. I'm gonna take a look at this, and then I'm going to have to sign off. I gotta go pick up my little man at the bus stop. Okay. Okay. If you love pickleball as much as we do, follow us. Hmm. Okay. Now I'm looking at your link tree. I'm looking pickleball shirt, dark heather, pickleball shirt, smoke gray, orange. All right. Now, instead of a link tree is fine, but instead of doing link tree, you can keep your link tree, but let me look back. Make All right, like you did the shirt. All right, like you did the shirt in this color, like you want to put all the colors up there. But I like your page because everything is official pickleball. But I'm gonna sign off. I gotta go get my little man. I want to thank you guys for tapping in, and I'll get back to you later on. Peace.